truth is, you can't win an argument, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but first, let me tell you a story that happened not long ago. I'm at a table, surrounded by a group of people. It's a birthday party. I came to the place with a friend of mine who was also invited. We live pretty close, so we decided to take the bus together. So we were there having fun, talking, playing games, etc. The guy sitting next to me told an interesting story which he mentioned was from the Bible, but he was wrong. And I knew it. He was dead wrong. I knew that story came from a classic Hungarian folktale. So to display my superiority, I corrected him. Obviously, with no surprise, he stuck to his guns. He said that it would be crazy for it to be from a folktale. He knows it's from the Bible. We kept arguing for an entire minute, but nothing seemed to convince him. The guy was sitting on my right and my friend was sitting on the left. He's actually known for being pretty seasoned in literature, so I asked him. He listened to the question, kicked me under the table, and then said, "Andrew, you are wrong. The guy's right, it is from the Bible." After that, I let it go. I didn't really understand him, but I trusted him. On our way home that night with the same bus, I asked him why he said bullshit even though he knew it was from a folktale. "I knew where it was from, of course," he replied. "But why prove him wrong? Is that gonna make him like you? He didn't ask for your opinion. He didn't want it." Well, that night, I learned an important lesson, which is that there's only one way on earth to get the best of an argument, and that is to avoid it completely. Because didn't you realize that most arguments just end with both sides being even more convinced that they're right, resenting the other even more? So here's why you can't win an argument. You can because if you lose it, you lose it, and if you win it, you lose it. Let's say that you absolutely destroyed the other's argument and achieved an undeniable triumph. Then what? You'll feel fine, but the other person, you made him feel inferior. You destroyed his pride. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. If you argue and rankle and contradict, you may achieve a victory sometimes, but it will be an empty victory because you never get your opponent's goodwill. Now I want to give you some tips on how to make sure a disagreement never turns into an argument. Number one, be thankful for the disagreement. It might just bring your mind to a huge mistake. Number two, don't trust your instincts. Obviously everyone is gonna be defensive in a situation like this. That's our natural first response, so make sure you watch out for your first reaction. Number three, very important, control your temper, because you can measure the size of a person simply by looking at what makes them angry. Number four, listen first. Give your opponent a chance to talk and express their opinion. Let them finish first and try to find areas of understanding instead of disagreement. Maybe you two want the same thing, just in different ways. I remember my mom was angry at me for something, and instead of fighting back and saying why she's wrong, I realized we basically wanted the same thing. I just said, "Mom, we want the same thing, you're just expressing yourself differently. Why are you angry?" And she literally became super peaceful. It works. Number five, be honest. Look for error and admit it. Make sure you apologize for your mistakes if you're wrong, because this will help disarm your opponent. Imagine your mom again coming home and realizing you haven't cleaned the dishes. Now you can go there and be like, "Oh yeah, but I had to do this and that. I'm so sorry." Your mom is gonna be like, "Fuck you. I'll take your phone for a week." What if you just say to her, "I'm so sorry, mom. I'm a stupid ass fuck. I didn't do this because I was lazy. I'm gonna do it right now and this is never gonna happen again. I'm honestly so ashamed of myself. I know I'm a stupid kid." And your punishment will literally become minimal. Maybe she's just gonna say, yeah, just get it done. Thank you." This works. And number six, promise to think over your opponent's point of view and study it carefully and mean it. Actually do it. You could be wrong, and at least like this, you avoid all the "I told you" bullshit if they ever actually turn out to be in the right. When one yells, the other should listen. Because when both of them yell, there's no communication, just noise and bad vibrations. Yeah, well, I hope you found this video useful. My name's Andrew, and if you want to see me run a half marathon with zero training, then you should probably subscribe, because that's literally gonna be my next video. With that said, thank you so much for watching. And you came all the way to the end, you came this far, the video couldn't be that bad, right? So if you could just drop a like, that is always appreciated. Thank you. Bye bye.